So, the sociology job market after graduation. I'm so glad you're already thinking about this. I haven't been on the job market, so my understanding is limited, but here's the advice that I was given. If you're looking at a topic that can be interdisciplinary, it is better to have a basis in one area. So by area, I mean discipline, like you want to have a sociology training or anthropology training or like something specific that is broader and able to go into interdisciplinary positions. So like I'm going to be trained as a sociologist, but I can then go and take a position in sort of like a interdisciplinary department, and I have a better chance of getting it because I have more options. If you are going into a very niche program, make sure that you publish a lot once you're in there, which means you'll have enough professors in the PhD program that you can actually publish with. So make sure that it's a big enough program that you have access to that. The honest to God truth is that I don't really think about the job market that much at this point. I'm a third year, so I still have some time, but also like I'm kind of like, waiting for climate collapse. So I'm just doing this in the meantime and being like, well, whatever's there is there and I'll figure it out then. But if you can get teaching experience in grad school, that will really help you get a job too. Most of us have to TA, but if you like make it something that you're really good at, that's going to be really attractive to employers. It's really scary to think about not having a job after having spent 7 years in poverty to get a degree, and I feel you on that very strongly. Something you can do is look at the department that you're looking at and look to see where their grad students have gone. They'll usually have a page where they say like so-and-so went to this job at this government agency, or so-and-so is now working at University of Maryland or whatever. And that will tell you if their graduates are employable. And maybe in the time that you've been in grad school, will have ended up in a socialist utopia where education is actually valued and everyone has their basic needs met. But regardless, keep those tips in mind and don't be discouraged. Like, it's scary, but you can do it. You can get a good job still. It's not all bad. Just set yourself up for success in these ways, and I think you'll be all right.
Question. Here are my tips for finding a grad program that's going to be a good fit for you. The first thing to know is that academia is an apprenticeship system. You will be working under one person, your advisor, for the entirety of your 7 years. So how do you find someone that you want to work with? Look at whatever you've been reading that's really interesting to you, someone who's a good writer that you appreciate, and find out where they work. You can also ask your professors in undergrad that you found that interesting, that study the same sort of topics, and ask them for recommendations on particular professors that might be good to work with. They will often know if someone is abusive or not. You'll want to find more than one professor in the areas that you're interested in case that person is not a good fit for you as an advisor. There are a ton of good programs out there. I narrowed it down by region, places I thought I would be happy with for 7 years. Once you know the regions you're interested in, go to the universities in those regions and look at their sociology department page. Look up the actual professors and go through their ranges of expertise. I created an Excel sheet with the names of the universities, the professors, the cost to apply, all of these different aspects that were important for my consideration. Don't just apply to top 25 graduate programs. You can have a really good experience in your specific field of interest at a smaller university that's less prestigious, but has a good, strong program in the area that you're looking for. It's normal for folks to come in with one proposal for research and change, but you want to have very strong ideas of where you want to go with your research. Grad school is a horrible financial decision, and it is incredibly stressful. If you do not have experience outside of academia, I highly recommend you take a year or two off, go into the workforce, figure out what you want to do, and come back later. I don't have my master's, so I looked for a PhD program that paid a stipend and gave me my master's on the way. It's also okay to reach out to professors that you're interested in working with and ask to talk to them or ask what they're looking for in a graduate student. But be professional. If they take the time out of their schedule to meet with you, you better show up, and you show up on time, and you show up having read their work. Another great way to suss out whether a program is going to be a good fit is to talk to the current grad students, and you can just email them. It's incredible that you want to study political violence and the kinds of groups and far-right extremists that I study as well. There aren't enough of us doing this research, and here's why. Academics spend hours and hours alone in their offices reading difficult papers about difficult subjects. You will often be the only person in your department studying what you're studying. It will take a toll on you, and you will need to have so much grit and fortitude to be able to get through it, and you will need people around you who can support you. Departments that are legit fly out prospective students, and you'll have a chance then to suss it out.
You should also check out this great book. It's got a lot of information.
Best of luck. Ask me any questions. Here are my tips for finding a grad program that's going to be a good fit for you.
Okay, that last video was about my basic tips for applying to grad school, but I wanted to add to it about prestige jobs afterwards and what you need to look for. So the top 25 sociology programs are the most prestigious, and they are the ones that will help you get the most prestigious job afterwards. So these are all Ivy Leagues or Ivy League adjacent, and they all like swap people around in the R1 university system, which are universities that do research primarily and teaching secondarily. However, you can find programs that are not top 25 that have specialty expertise in the areas that you're interested in and still come out with a good degree, good training, and the possibility for getting a job afterwards. The job market for PhD graduates is horrible. There is a glut of PhD graduates and not a lot of jobs for us. People will tell you to try to get into these top 25 programs, and I will too. Try to get in, and then you can go see what they're like afterwards. But understand that grad school is incredibly difficult. It is difficult on your mental health. It is difficult on your pocketbook because you get paid poverty wages. So don't underestimate your need to be able to survive the program that you're in. I'm not a particularly stupid person academically, and I struggle every single day. I'm on year 3, and every single day has felt like I am giving birth to myself as a scholar. It's just been a series of contractions of trying to understand how to do good science and good research. If prestige is not important to you, which it's not important to me, like I just want to do good research and share ideas with people and, save democracy maybe. So I'm at a program that's not a top 25, but it is known for political and environmental sociology, which is what I want to do. I am in a department with nice professors who don't have huge egos, which is something you're going to find a lot at these top schools. I have a good advisor who believes in me and supports me, and that's going to help me survive this process. So try to get into the top 25. I mean, it can't hurt, but keep in mind that you should focus on being able to survive this process, and it's very difficult, but you can do it. Just pick the right program for you and go watch that other video with my basic tips. Please ask me any questions. I'm so happy to answer them. I know what a stressful process this is, but you can do it. You got this.